Happy 2023. I cannot believe it. It is nuts. I always do like starting the new year, picking the first book to read, and I guess just starting fresh on my year. And it's nice because I now don't have to compare books to Last Housewife. So that makes it easier. So I put a poll on Instagram and I give you three choices for my first book of the year. So I had Gyo by Junji Ito, The Last Invitation by Darby Kane, and Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. I will be reading all three of those in this video, but the one that won was Gyo, so I think that was over 50% or around 50% voted for this. So this is the winner. This is on my TBR for December. Doing really well with my TBR. This is one I own, so I'll be able to get it off of my TBR and like move it to the other shelves. So very exciting. I'm currently halfway through. I don't have a bookmark, so I cannot show you. This is my second Junji Ito. I've read multiple manga since reading Uzumaki. That still remains my favorite. I am enjoying this one. This is the Death Stench Creeps. It says, the floating smell of death hangs over the island. What is it? A strange legged fish appears on the scene. So begins Tadashi and Kaori's, I'm so sorry, spiral into the horror and stench of the sea. Here's the creepiest masterpiece of horror manga ever from the creator of Uzumaki. Hold your breath until all is revealed. Something's rotten in Okinawa. So whenever you open this, that's what you see. I hate fish. They freak me out. They look disturbing. They scare me. I don't like them. So this is not fun. This is following these fish that come out of the sea with legs. So that's been quite the time to read. I'm not liking it quite as much as Uzumaki. It's feeling like it's going to be a 3.5 or 4 star as of right now. It's gross and I'm enjoying my time reading it, but I'm not having like a huge reaction to it. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's still really good. I really think that Junji Ito's art style lends super well to horror. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. It's starting to get even more gross, so having a good time. Where's my book? Okay, I have finished my first book of the year, Gyo by Junji Ito, and I think I'm gonna give this one 3 stars, sadly. I think, one, my expectations were too high because of how much I loved Uzumaki, and I know Erin told me that this one's not as good, but I didn't want to believe her. I should have. I mean, I'm so glad I read it, but like, I don't know if I would have picked this as my favorite book. Nope, not favorite. First book of the year. So pretty much this whole story is following these two characters as these fish with legs infiltrate the land. And they all smell really bad too. Like, it's a disgusting situation. And I was so freaked out at first because like, I hate fish. They look gross, okay? They're just weird and I don't like it. Like, thinking about this happening to me stressed me out. So for me, for this to be better, I think that this either needed to be maybe half the length, or it needed to include some other perspectives, or it needed some more characters, or like some other wild things happening. And this already looks pretty short, but it's still 400 pages. I don't know, I just think the story could have been more effective if it was shorter. So I did enjoy the story, but the execution wasn't my favorite. So starting off the year with a 3-star read, which isn't ideal, but like, it's fine, you know? I'm not upset about it. So now I have to decide if I'm going to keep this. I probably will for a little bit because it matches Uzumaki. I don't know. That doesn't matter to you. Moving on. I'm starting off the year with a very chaotic vlog because I am now 40% into both Magic Lies and Deadly Pies and The Last Invitation. This was not the plan, but here's the thing. I finished Gyo and I was like, I don't feel like filming an update. So then I just started another book. I started Magic Lies and Deadly Pies, and I got to 40%, and I was like, I don't feel like vlogging. And I wanted to have some sort of like check-in, so I stopped and I started The Last Invitation. And then I got to 40% and stopped because I didn't feel like vlogging. So So chaotic. I am 40% into both of these. So I am going to talk about this one first. This is the first one I'm going to be reading because this is the Pyramid Book Club pick for December. Our live show is in 2 days, so I'm prioritizing this one because this one is for the Lights Out Book Club and the live show for this is next Wednesday, so 6 days, something like that. So by the time this video is up, the Pyramid Book Club discussion will be live, so I will have that linked for you. Daisy Ellery's pies have a secret ingredient, the magical ability to avenge women done wrong by men. But Daisy finds herself on the receiving end in Misha Pop's Cozy series debut. So we're following our main character Daisy. She is a pie baker and she has this like magic ability to put her feelings into pies, and whenever the person eats the pie, they, I don't know, something, they feel those emotions. Like she makes pies for college students who need energy, so somehow she puts energy into the pie, and then whenever people eat it, they have energy. So she has this like secret business called Pies Before Guys, where she works her magic into the pie to kill men. Great idea. This is a word of mouth only business. She does not take money for this. She is contacted by people who are referred by previous clients, and people will be like, here's the situation, and she'll make them a pie. They can choose to use it or not. If they change their mind, they can throw it away. Nobody technically knows that she is the person in charge of this. She does like do deliveries and she does some like, I guess, scouting, but yeah, that's the plot. I'm 40% in, and this is a lot of fun. I'm liking the main character a lot. The plot is really fun. This obviously has some like darker themes to it, but the way it's done feels very lighthearted, which is always an interesting thing with cozy mysteries. But yeah, so far I'm having a great time with this. I don't know if I'm going to update you while I'm reading again or just at the end. Either way, I will talk to you soon. I have finished Magic Lies and Deadly Pies, and I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I personally have a really hard time giving cozy mysteries 5 stars, I think. I tend to gravitate towards darker books. So I think this is like the same reason why I don't give a lot of romance 5 stars. I had a great time reading this. This is the first in a series, and I will be reading the second one. I think we're going to do it as an unofficial buddy read for the Pyramid Book Club since we read this one for the Pyramid Book Club. And honestly, the second one sounds even better. Like it sounds like it is something I could absolutely give 5 stars. I really like the characters in here. I like the plot. It felt very unique. Like our main character put her emotions into pies, and then the person that ate it, like they would feel that. So if she put strength into the pie, they would feel strong. If she put like energy into it, the person that ate it would feel energy. And that felt very unique, and it was a lot of fun because that was incorporated into the story more than just the murder pies. There is a mystery that comes into play in here. I did enjoy it, but it didn't feel very high stakes for some reason, and I think that is my main issue with this. I really like the characters. I like the discussions in here. I liked how all the different relationships in here felt natural. Like there were a lot of good conversations in here, but nothing felt forced, which I always really appreciate. And I like that there's a little competition in here. That is a huge focus in the next one according to the synopsis. So that's why I think I'm gonna really like that one even more. This one still felt very low stakes. And that is the point of cozy mysteries, but that's not something that I usually love. So I think that's why this is 4 stars instead of 5. But I would definitely recommend this. It has great characters, it has a really fun plot, and it's generally a really good time. I liked the audiobook, and I'm definitely going to pick up the second one. That's this book, my second book of the year. Now, The Last Invitation. Hi, me again. Now I'm going to talk about The Last Invitation by Darby Kane. Look at this little bookmark. So I got an Aardvark book club box, and their bookmarks are their logo, but it's like really weird. Anyway, so I think 39% into The Last Invitation by Darby Kane. This is for the Lights Out Book Club. Sav asked me to co-host, and I found some options, sent them to her, and this was the one we decided on. So this says they meet the second Tuesday of every month and vote, and then someone dies. So over the last few years, prominent people have died in a series of fluke accidents and shocking suicides. There's no apparent connection and no signs of foul play, but behind it is a powerful group of women the Sophie Foundation, who meet over wine and cheese to discuss files of men who behave very, very badly. We're following two perspectives, Jessa and Gabby, and they know each other from law school, and one of them is now a kind of divorce lawyer, but she is representing the kid in the case. So that was Jessa. And Jessa is being recruited for this secret club. And then Gabby, her ex-husband, just apparently died of suicide, but things are kind of looking suspicious. She doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe he would ever do that. Like, he wouldn't leave the world without his presence. Like, you know, he's very egotistical and stuff. So it's kind of implied that he was chosen to die from this group of women. That is all in the synopsis. Like, the synopsis says a lot, so I don't know. I'm assuming these two women will either come together to do something or whatever, you know. This is way more of a domestic thriller than I thought it was going to be. This, like, secret society is causing the plot to move forward, but it's not the main focus of the plot, which kind of is a bummer for me. So yeah, I'm not hating it. Like, it's fine, but it's not going to be 5 stars. So yeah, that is that. I'm 39% in. Once again, I don't know if I'm going to update you again, like 65, 70% in, or just the end, but I will talk to you soon. Hi, I am 79% into The Last Invitation, and this did start to pick up about halfway through, which is later than I would have wanted it to pick up. I don't know if I would have DNF'd it if it wasn't for the book club. Like, I don't think I would have. It's one that, like, there was at least a little bit extra happening on top of the, like, marriage stuff that I was interested, and I really wanted to see what was going to happen with the, like, secret society that was promised in the synopsis. But generally, it definitely has not been my favorite. I'm not liking it as much as Magic Lies and Deadly Pies, which I gave 4 stars. And I feel like I'm probably liking it about the same amount as Gyo. I really liked that at the beginning, and then it fizzled off, and this I've been kind of average about the whole time, which feels like 3 stars to me. So it has gotten better, but recently there was this big reveal and it didn't feel like shocking. It didn't feel like the twist it was supposed to be. Does that make any sense? So like, it's just fine. I have not read from this author before, and I probably won't, just because I know the other 2 books are more domestic thrillers than this one, but I'm not mad at it. Like, it's doing a fine job for what it is, but, like, what it is not what I want, you know? Okay, I'm gonna finish. I'll talk to you soon. I have now finished The Last Invitation by Darby Kane, and I actually really enjoyed the second half of this more than the first half. It turned more into what the synopsis was promising. It still went in a different direction than what I thought it was going to, but this did have some moments that were shocking to me, like, my jaw dropped. I was not expecting it. I think the surprising moment could be one, because whenever I read thrillers, I prefer to listen to the audiobook because then I can listen to it very quickly, which is like how I just process audiobooks anyway. But it doesn't give me the opportunity to pause and think about things. So whenever you read so many thrillers, like, eventually things aren't going to surprise you. So if it's moving so quickly that you can't stop and pause and, like, think about, oh, this clue to this thing, like, things are more surprising because you just don't have time to process the book in that way. So yeah, there was a moment in here that I was really surprised about. I ended up really liking the ending. I don't remember already if I told you, but I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. I'm not upset that I read this. I'm glad that I read this. When I'm filming this, I have not talked about this on Sav's channel for her book club yet, but I'm excited to talk about this with her. Once this video is up, that will be live, so I will have that linked if you've read this and want spoiler-filled thoughts, or if you do not ever plan on reading this and want spoiler-filled thoughts. Overall, I thought this was a good time. If this is something you are interested in, I would recommend picking it up, but do know going in that it lies more in the domestic thriller category than I was expecting from the synopsis. So I have officially read my first 3 books of 2023. I didn't have any that I hated, so that's great, but I didn't have any 5 stars either, so that's a bummer. So I started the year with Gyo by Junji Ito, and this was 3 stars. Then I read Magic, Lies, and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. This was my favorite that I read for this video, and this is 4 stars. The live show for this will be linked, and then the live show for this will be linked as well, The Last Invitation. I'm really glad that I started the year off with 3 books that I already owned. One of my goals this year is to read a lot of my physical owned TBR, so this is a very good start, but I know a lot of the books I'm reading soon are library books, so I'd love to know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts are, if you're now interested in reading them, if you're not interested in reading them. I always love talking in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're looking to find me on more places on the internet, I am on Instagram, Storygraph, now Goodreads, and Patreon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!